Hello friends, welcome back to my studio. Hope you're well. As you can see, the sun is finally shining on us. I've got the door of the studio open. It's a lovely warm morning after some quite severe rain activity and flooding across Victoria, the state that I live in Australia. We're okay. Some people aren't though, and there's people north of us that are due to not have the highest peak of flooding due until Saturday or Sunday night, I think. Today's Thursday that I'm filming this. So my heart goes out to them and I wish them all the very best and I hope they get through. The water was running very, very fast here, and you can see from the rain radar, you can't even see the state of Victoria under there. There was just so much rain. I live in a town that can flood, but luckily our levee bank held. We did need to do sandbagging, but it held. So thank you to everyone who put in the effort to help save our town. So on with some more cheery stuff today. I've got a lovely bag of goodies, and you can see this piece here. I haven't done any more to it since the last video. I'll talk a little bit more about the direction that I think I'm going to take that after this. I just wanted to show you some things here. This was just a restock. I've actually used a whole tube of this. After a few vlogs ago saying I'm going to embrace yellow, I've actually gone through a whole tube of 75ml. So this is a really gorgeous yellow, and that's the yellow you can see with some titanium white in it that you can see in the painting there. And because my eyesight's going, I bought a really big colour wheel, an upgrade from the small one. And the link is in the description about where to get these from if your art supply shop doesn't stock them. And I also purchased some inks because I'm really going to move more, they're the colours, I'm going to move more into mixed media work. So this is a yellow ochre and this is copper. It'll have a lovely metallic sheen, and I'm finding this yellow ochre I'm really using more and more. So I got these because they come in a dropper. Read that so I don't spill it everywhere. They come in a dropper, and I thought they might be nice to write with and kind of scribe with, using the dropper as a bit of a pen. So you'll see in future me using those. I'll show you what I do. And I also bought some cold wax medium. I've seen this used recently as a way to varnish work, and a few other fun and exciting things that I want to play around with. It's just solid wax, and you can rub it in and then buff it, and I thought it'd be good to play around. You can use it over acrylics. It's generally used to add to oil paint to help speed up the drying and to extend the paint, but I'm going to use it more as a varnish, and I thought it'd be nice, particularly because the acrylics do tend to dry more matte. I could play around with just picking out some areas, a bit like the gold leaf becomes quite shiny or is quite shiny. I could pick up areas that I wanted to highlight with some cold wax, and yeah, a few other things, so stay tuned for that. And talking about mixed media, I picked up just an old pattern, really lovely paper. I think would look really lovely with the vintage look I'm trying to move to with my paintings, and along with that some music sheets that I just got off eBay. And I also found online this really lovely old book, Melbourne Gardens. There's a whole series of these books on cities all around the world, and they have artwork by each artist has their own book, and this one is about this woman here, Jean Grey, and these are all her watercolor paintings she's done from around Melbourne, and I thought it'd just be a great reference. They're stunning works. It's from the 1980s, I think. So yeah, really great reference tool. I was given a gift voucher by a lovely local woman, and I finally went and used that, and I got this lovely goblet, glass goblet, and it's got a really beautiful floral decorative on there, and these lovely little scallops. Yeah, really pretty. And this gorgeous little bowl, which I thought would be great for still life props. I just love this colour, again going with the kind of vintage vibe. So they're my spoils for this week. So let's talk about this painting and where I want to move it. I took the painting out into the yard to take some shots of it in the garden. I thought that would look nice, and it did. And if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see those images. And I think I put them in, a couple of them in at the end of last week's vlog. And there's one particular image that, when I was looking back, caught my attention. And it's this image here that has the shadow of the tree and other plants falling across the painting. And my work always had, and I'll show you if I can find them, images of my early photography. They were very much about, oh, here's one here. That's me in the Australian outback with a flash and a camera on a tripod. All my early work was really about shadow and light, and I have been trying to figure out how I can bring that, because I worked in black and white. Now that I'm working in colour, I'm not doing photography anymore and I'm working in colour. How do I do that shadow, light and dark, and that heavy contrast that I really like? And this image of the painting with the shadows falling across really caught my attention. I thought, oh, that could be a way that I could, rather than introducing a shadow of what the jug and the flowers are casting, I could introduce a shadow across the top. So let me know in the comments, what do you think? Should I push ahead? By the time I get this vlog up and read the comments, I might have already pushed ahead. Let's see. It will be another bold leap of putting something over the top of this painting that I'm absolutely in love with right now, and you know, it'd be another brave sweep of the brush to go over it and, you know, potentially ruin it again. But watch this space. Let's see how I go. The other thing that I'll be working on is pulling out my other old still lifes and really going to town like I did. It was so exhilarating. I got so much from just doing that, being free in the moment. And it wasn't necessarily about, okay, yeah, great, I love the result, but it was just about being free and playing. And I know I use all these words all the time, but it was just so beautiful to just be swaying the brush around and dabbing paint on without a care in the world about any attachment to end result. So yeah, it's still such a love studio highs, and this one's lasted quite some time. The other thing I'll be making is a video on how to make the oil sticks. I've had a few requests for that, so that is coming up also. So let's get some paint out and have a play on another piece while I decide about the shadow on this one. But yeah, let me know, what do you think? Should I go for it? So here is where I've got to today. I started with some more gold leaf, which I just love on these. And yes, some papers, the old pattern that I talked about in the music sheets, and yes, some more papers and things. So I'm not quite sure where I'm at now with this, so I'm just going to give this a rest and let it sit. And I also did some more work on this big one. Yes, what I might do is superimpose the old paintings with the new work that's been done. So you can see, I think that might be quite interesting to see what I've done. But I hope you're getting a sense of how having fun and just playing around and not being attached to an outcome can really enliven your practice and really be joyful to do. I think one of the other big things I'm doing is I'm painting for myself, and I'm not worried about whether they're a sellable thing, even though ideally when I sell work, I'm able to buy more materials and create more things. And it's such an honor when somebody likes your work enough to have it in their own home. But really now I'm focusing on what I like, what brings me joy, and if I never sell another piece, who cares? I'm finding it so rewarding to do this. So anyway, that's what I'll do. So I hope you have a lovely week, and I shall see you next time. Bye.